Hey, I'm Birdalert, and this is my tips and tricks video on how to beat Warlord in the new indie game Lightfall. If you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button down below, subscribe and hit notification bell so that you get updates when I drop new videos or when I start live streaming. So let's jump straight into the tutorial. Alright, if you're just looking for a quick tip and a hint on how to attack Warlord, look at these blue guys floating at the beginning of the level and they'll give you an idea of how you can attack this guy. Now he has the tractor beam where he pulls you in nice and close, and that's your key. So if you can figure out how to apply those two, then you can know how to attack him and how to defeat him in the end. Now moving on to his attacks, he has 5 different attacks. He has the comets that come from the sky, the bullet storm, the light pillars, the bullet walls, and the freeze beam. Now I'm going to explain each of these in detail so you can know little tips and little hints at how to avoid getting hit on any one of these attacks. So the first one I want to talk about is the comets. These are ongoing, you just dodge them. They have terrible RNG, and when I say terrible, I mean they're just really hard and they don't relent at all. So the good thing is they can be destroyed. So if you can manage to destroy them or block them, then you'll be fine. The next one is the bullet walls. These are the ones that come in from the side and they form these shapes. There's 3 different shapes. There's the one that's a square, there's one that has a little hole that you can jump through, and then there's one that has a little pillar with a gap and then another pillar and it goes really high. All 3 of these you can jump over if you manage to get up there, but I usually jump over the square one from the bottom and the one that has the 2 pillars. The one with the hole, I just jump through it because it's pretty easy. Now when you see him start to charge up his little pink light thing, that's a good tell that he's going to be attacking with the bullet walls. So I usually pre-jump these and I use circle or B and I place a block and I jump from side to side to get up nice and high, nice and early, and if I see that there's the whole one coming, then I just drop down and jump through. Now when I get to the top, if I've gone all the way to the top, I don't use my last cube. I save that just in case, because if I need to jump off for any reason, I have an extra cube there. And these things also can be destroyed, so if you need to destroy them, you can. Alright, so the next attack is the freeze beam. Now this one is probably the easiest attack I find. I don't think I've died very many times from this attack. The 3rd phase and the 4th phase, he attacks 3 times and 4 times respectively. So you got to remember to keep an eye on when he disappears, otherwise he might drop down and get you. You can listen for the ground cracking sound effect and that will tell you that he's about to go in. A tip here is that you want to choose the big holes. If you get inside of one of the big ones, you have a better chance of avoiding the comets coming from the sky, so try and get into the big holes. Okay, and the next attack is the light pillars. It's the same as the freeze beam. Phase 3 and 4, he attacks a little bit longer. It's 3 attacks in both of these phases. You can tell when the phase or the attack is going to end because the light pillars will actually shoot up and they'll stay up for a long time and then they go down. That's how you know it's the end. Now here, same thing as the freeze, go for the big gaps and make small movements. I never jump on this attack because I just run the risk of jumping too far and getting hit. So I make small movements on the ground, and if I ever run into trouble with one of those comets coming down when I'm in between the 2 beams in a small gap, I double tap triangle or Y to place the cube above me really quickly and it destroys the comet, and that's no problem. And the very last attack that he can get you with is what I'm calling the bullet storm. Now this one's easy to tell when it's coming because you can see him at the top of the screen. What I do is I always go to the right side of the screen, because if it's the spray attack where it's just in a line going from right to left, I'm over there and I can run away pretty easily. If it's the other one, the hole is on that side as well, so I can just go through the hole. It's really not too difficult. It's always the same pattern, it never changes, and those can be destroyed as well. So there you go. Once you've managed to figure out his attack patterns, he takes 4 hits. Every single time he gets hit, he loses a leg, and then the last time you attack him, boom, you got him. Warlord is dead. He's a very tricky boss. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of jumping around and managing tight spaces, but you can do it. It just takes a little bit of time. In fact, when I was recording this episode, it took me almost an hour to get all the way through this boss. I played him a couple times and still he gets me on some phases, so just take some patience. You can do it, and once you play the game through, you'll be happy that you can move on to speedrunning. If you happen to enjoy speedrunning, check out my speedrunning video, hit that like button and subscribe down below, hit the notification bell so you can get updates, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace!